Welcome again. My name is Steve Solloway. Mike Lowe is sitting beside me. Mike, I was on the Philadelphia Inquirer website just 10 minutes ago. 74% of people who voted in a poll say Brett Brown is going to turn the Sixers around. 74% out of about 1,000. What do you make?
I think what they've done is they've watched him talk. They look at his pedigree. Popovich, Rick played for Rick Pitino. His dad was one of the most successful high school and college coaches in New England history. He went to Australia under Lindsey Gaze, who was one of the greatest coaches there. He's got a great pedigree. They're looking at him. They're saying, this guy can do it. We believe in him. We trust in him. Let's go for it. And you know what? He's got a nice smile.
Yeah, he does. And at the age of 52, he's earned it, wouldn't you say?
I think he has. He's proved himself. I was just on the phone with Tony Hamlin, who followed Bob Brown at South Portland and just retired this past year as a high school basketball coach. And he said the thing about Brett is he's been successful everywhere he's gone. Actually, Tony went on the Philadelphia.com website and actually defended Brett to some people who were saying, oh, he doesn't have it, it's going to take forever. And Tony actually, that's how I figured to contact Tony Hamlin, because he went there, he signed on, he defended Brett Brown saying, give the guy 2 years and you're going to be a contender for the Eastern Championship again.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you also contacted someone else.
I did contact his dad, yes. He was
Who is where?
Fly fishing on the Yellowstone River in Montana. The wind was howling as we were speaking.
And why wasn't he at the press conference?
Well, because he had made this trip a long time ago, made plans for this trip. He and a friend went out to fly fish, and Brett told him about an hour before he got on the plane, Dad, I'm going to take the 76ers job. And then when I talked to Brett as well, he said, yeah, I'm sure he watched it somewhere on the internet, the press conference. He wasn't too upset that he wasn't there.
I would feel a little better if it wasn't the 76ers. They have not exactly been a model organization in the NBA. Now, on the other hand, of course, it gives Brett Brown a blank page almost. The expectations may be so low, he'll have the time to build that program.
They gave him the time. They gave him a 4-year contract. That was the key. That's something he demanded. That's something they gave to him. To him, that signified that they are willing to give him the time to turn the program around, the franchise around, because as everyone has said, you don't do this in 1 year, you don't do this in 2 years.
Correct.
They're not going to turn that. They may only win 10 games next year. They may only win 12 games a year after that. It's what they're doing on the foundation that's going to propel them to success, and that's why he was adamant that he was going to get a 4-year contract.
And I haven't heard that LeBron is going to Philly.
No, he's not taking his talents to Broad Street. No, he's not.
No. Which brings, and I know we're talking about this a little longer than maybe Philadelphia.
Tough town.
Philadelphia fans.
He knows that. I spoke to him about that. He says, he says, this, I love it. I want to be in a city that's passionate. I don't want to go to a place that doesn't care about basketball.
But they know nothing of brotherly love. Correct.
They booed Santa Claus, Steve.
They did.
They did.
I mean, you and I were at the Super Bowl all those years ago when the Eagles lost to the Patriots. They
weren't happy.
They weren't happy.
No.
Speaking of the Patriots.
Tom Brady. He was back at practice on Thursday after the scare on Wednesday when he got rolled over. He got rolled on his left knee, which he, of course, tore up in 2008. He got rolled on, and apparently they're saying it's a bruise, not even a sprain, a bruise.
The fact, though, it does remind all of us that he's that close away, and Ryan Mallett is the son of Matt Castle.
Or Tim Tebow,
Or, I'm sorry, I can't get that out of my mouth. But that's why you have backups, and that's why there is a system in place. Matt Castle did fairly
Castle led them
well.
to 11 wins. He led them to 11. They didn't make the playoffs, but they won 11 games under Matt Castle.
And there is the Tom Brady leadership. That's a factor there. But sometimes when you have a void or a vacuum, it gets filled by someone else.
But I'll tell you what, the Twitterverse went crazy. Within minutes of him going down, it was Brady's down. Oh, he's up. He's back. He's out. He threw a pass. Oh, he's out again. The trainers are taking him away. My God, there's a helicopter on the field. What's going on? The world is ending. It was crazy.
No, I know. Now, I understand you're heading to Foxborough for the next game?
Friday night against Tampa Bay. A question of whether Brady plays or not. We'll see. I'm sure
He probably wasn't going to play much anyway.
Probably wasn't, but I assume he'll get in for a couple of series.
What will you be looking for from the press box?
I'm going to be looking for the young guys. Patriots cut Michael Jenkins, a veteran wide receiver, on Thursday. They signed him to be their number one guy. They have great faith in their young guys, obviously, and I'm going to be watching the development of the young receivers, Aaron Dobson, Josh Boyce, Kembrell Tompkins. Those are the three guys who really have to step up and become playmakers for this team.
That's kind of fun when someone like Kembrell, help me out.
Tompkins.
Tompkins.
Undrafted free agent.
Great story.
Great story.
Great story.
Yep. And the tight end, Zach Sudfeld, another undrafted free agent out of Nevada. He is now working with the number one offense.
You're not letting me wrap this up.
I'm letting you wrap it up. Steve's going to wrap it up now, folks.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you again.